Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $20,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 79-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend you do is go to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these free quotes on just about every page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, and put your birthday in here and put the rest of the info. Click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest pricing based off your age, gender, and the state you live in. It's a terrific resource. Take advantage of that, and you can check all the prices from all the company. And then give us a call at 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you qualify for. Now, one thing we always ask a male age 79 looking for $20,000 worth of insurance is that $20,000 going to be appropriate for your final expense needs? Now, final expense needs would typically be burial or cremation. So let's look at cremation first. There's two options. So with cremation, the first option is when you get cremated and you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's going to cost between $1,000 to $2,000 on average throughout the United States. The other option is if you're going to be cremated and have some sort of ceremony, like a remembrance of life ceremony or celebration of life ceremony. If you're going to do that, that's probably going to cost between $3,500 to $4,500 on average throughout the United States. Now, as far as coverage amount goes, well, if you're going to have that cremation and you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically help people with around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you might be saying, well, Randy, you said the cremation's $2,000. Why are we looking at $5,000? Well, the thing is our 79-year-old male probably wants to make it to age 89. And we know that prices go up over time due to inflation. And because of that, we just want to add in some extra coverage, but we lock it in at your youngest age to get the lowest rates. So that protects your policy long-term. But if you do die a little bit sooner in the first number of years or so, there's extra money there to take care of and pay for other final expenses, maybe credit card bills or medical expenses that, if you'd lived longer, you would have paid those off. But because you died sooner than anybody thought, they're there. So it works terrific. We inflation-proof the plan, but also provide extra money just to pay for some other final expenses. Now, for the cremation, where there's going to be a ceremony, we typically help people with between $7,000 to $10,000. Same thing, we're inflation-proofing the plan, but providing extra coverage up front just in case you don't live as long as anybody thought you would. Now, for a burial, the actual cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the U.S. with a $10,000 check, they should be able to help you out. If they can't, you just walk out the front door and walk 2 blocks down to one of their competitors and see if they can help you. But just understand, most places are going to be able to do that. And just understand that, that's not going to be a fancy funeral. It's going to be very simple for $10,000, but it should get the job done. Now, if you're on a fixed or limited income or a really tight budget, and if all you can do is afford $10,000, get that right now. That takes care of the most immediate needs, and you can always add more coverage later. We can always help you add coverage. But really, most people that we're helping, age 79, males, we're generally helping them get between $10,000 to $15,000 worth of coverage. Sometimes up to $20,000 if they have kind of more elaborate funerals planned or bodies need to be transported out of state or something like that. But on average, we're looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Now, sometimes somebody will say, hey, we want to take care of final expenses for sure, but, we want to leave some money behind for the kids too. And, it might be 30, 40, 50,000, whatever it is. But then we run those rates and it's a little expensive because, you waited until age 79, right? That's why it's so expensive. And then sometimes people will say, our 79-year-old males will say, well, you know what? If I can't do everything, I'm not going to do anything at all. And we talk to them and say, hey, we caution you against doing that. You came in, you wanted the final expense for sure, because you know what? We know you're going to die. We just don't know when. So let's get that taken care of. And then we can always come back later if you like and add on a separate policy for the kids. And that way we get this immediate first day coverage in place for your final expenses. And most people just agree that makes perfect sense. If money's not an issue, we can tie it all together and do it all at once. But Most people we work with are on Social Security or disability or fixed income. So doing it that way really helps out greatly. One thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to send you or send your family that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. It's the best coverage. It's also going to have the lowest pricing. Now, some people would say, well, Randy, you're right. We want that first day coverage, but we know that they ask health questions for those policies, and we're not in the best of health, and we're worried we may not qualify, to which we say, hey, that's our problem, not your problem, at least from an insurance standpoint. And what we mean by that is we work with a whole bunch of different companies. They all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And right now, we're getting around 90 to 95% of the people we help approve for either first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get your first day coverage is if you just waited too long and you had some significant health issues going on, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Maybe you had dementia or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we would typically refer you to a different insurance company. What seems to happen on a weekly basis as well is we'll get somebody that will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance. We didn't have any money. Their body's at the funeral home. The funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get paid to pay the funeral home guy. And we have to let these people know that there is no insurance company in the United States that's going to issue a policy on a dead person. You have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that they had a family member pass away. It's like doubly sad that their family member didn't care enough to get this insurance in place so that, nobody else would have to pay it. And, they knew they were going to die someday. And they probably thought about this insurance and then thought about it, and then didn't do anything about it. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family members are going to have to pay for this. And typically they're going to have to put it on a credit card with 26% interest. And it's going to take them years and years and years to pay off. What a terrible legacy to leave behind. Don't be that person that does that. This is your responsibility to take care of. So just know that we can always help you start smaller. If it's just a budget issue, we can always help you add more coverage later too. Now, one thing we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. Now, Colonial Penn's a fairly well-known company. I think it's probably just because they advertise all the time on TV, right? Seems like every 7 minutes that $9.95 commercial's on. But yeah, their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch, right? Probably didn't know that. But yeah, you absolutely, if you qualify for first day coverage, you never want to get a 2-year waiting period plan. Never do that. Now, Colonial Penn's not the only one that has those $9.95 plans. There's other companies too, like Mutual of Omaha, the United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber. Gosh, just so many of the different other companies. But a lot of these companies have done an amazing job at convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 79-year-old male, he's probably just got done watching a Colonial Penn $9.95 commercial, and he's probably thinking, boy, I outsmarted Colonial Penn. I waited until age 79 to get this insurance, and I made it. And I just watched that commercial. It was so slick. I bet I'm going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then our 79-year-old male talks with the Colonial Penn agent or goes online on their website like we've done for you here and sees a 79-year-old male, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to buy $441 worth of coverage. Now, $441 isn't even enough to take care of a cremation in the United States, much less a burial or any type of ceremony or anything like that. So what good would it do to get a great rate at $9.95 when it only pays a terrible amount of coverage at $441? Now, there's some people out there that would say that these companies that offer these really low teaser rates, these really super low rates, that they do so not because they want you to buy that plan. They just They just want to get your information and then get you on the phone, get you in their marketing funnel. And then when they get you on the phone, they'll happily show you that low premium, and then they'll happily show you how minuscule that coverage is. And then they'll say, hey, but you're going to need more coverage than that. And then they'll upsell you to more expensive coverage that's much more profitable to the insurance company. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but there's some companies, some people out there that feel that companies do this out there, and I guess you can make that judgment on your own based on the fact that you're only going to get $441 for $9.95. Yikes! That's a tough one. Now, one of the challenges with Colonial Penn is they max out at 15 units, so we're not going to be able to get 20,000. I guarantee you. Take a look. So yeah, you can't even get 20,000. You can get max for a 79-year-old male, $6,615, and it's going to cost you around $150. So if you want 20,000, we're going to have to go first day coverage, which we recommend anyway. Let's take a look. 20,000 male, age 79, right there. Get quote, and that's going to be right around 250. But you're getting 25,000 for 250 versus 6,615 for 150. So I'm not sure that we would often recommend this much insurance for a 79-year-old. Again, we typically recommend 10,000 to 15,000. But this is preferred coverage, which means first day, and level coverage means first day as well. So let's take a look at some other companies just to show you price. You'll be able to see all these different companies. This is, again, roughly $250. Here's one, Lumico. Their first day coverage, but they're $35 more a month. So let's do the math on that. $35 a month times 12 months. That's right around $420 a year more. If our 79-year-old male makes it to age 89, you end up overpaying right around $4,200 more. You know, why would you ever give an insurance company $4,200 more than you needed when you could just go with a different insurance company that would save you $4,000 and you'd be able to keep that in your bank account rather than give that to an insurance company? Yeah, just be a smart consumer. If you're not a smart consumer, no harm, no foul. Just reach out to us. We'll help you be a smart consumer. And let's take a look here. Oh, here's one. Lincoln Heritage. Fine company, I guess, if you like high prices, right? Yikes. First day coverage. But yeah, $340, right? Pretty much. So why are they so expensive? Well, they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes to get the lowest pricing. They may do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for that. And you'll overpay on that premium every single day for the rest of your life. So let's see what that is. That's 340 roughly. 340 minus 250. It's going to be around $90 more a month for you to go with Lincoln Heritage. So let's do the math on that. It's $90 a month times 12 months. You would be overpaying right around $1,080 more a year. If our 79-year-old male made it to age 89, you will have ended up overpaying right around $10,800. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying, I should say, an insurance company around $10,800 just to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that only takes maybe an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say that's an amazing payday for an insurance company. Yeah, you think about that, getting paid $10,800 just to make some phone calls and do some stuff. Yeah, we recommend you keep that money in your own bank account and just let us help you get approved for these lower price insurance companies, and we'll save you a lot of money. And there's no sense giving your money away to an insurance company. We feel that you can have an awful lot of fun with your family or by yourself with over $10,000, right? So do that. So what we recommend is let us get you approved for the lowest price plan. And then what we offer free of charge is a free funeral and estate planning guide. And you can download that off our website and print it out. Once it's printed out, fill it out, write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, everything's all in one place and your family will know that you not only protected them financially with the insurance, but emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And all they need to do is open up that funeral and estate planning guide and read what you wrote and execute your wishes. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you loved and protected them in death as well. And that one time when they needed you most, when you weren't here anymore, you took care of them by taking care of this all in advance. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. If you want to leave a legacy like that behind, go to Funeral Funds of America. We have a special quote for you. It's for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. You can see the best companies, get the best rates, and check out every single company in the state pretty much, and you'll be able to see all their pricing. And then when you're done with that, call us at 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you can qualify for. Now, if you've got an existing policy and you just want us to price shop it, or to make sure you got the best deal, or to add more coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for brand new coverage or just have some questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.